goodness. Wow.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be
They
kidding me.
stole a run. You have got to be kidding me. Javi Baez.
Keep going. Go.
Check away, and now the counter. Here come the Caps. Kuznetsov gets loose. Evgeny coming down the middle. A shot, and it comes in over. He scores! He scores!
And they start with a horrible snap all the way back to the 2-yard line, and the Browns bounce it into the end zone where they wind up with a touchdown. Of all crazy things, you don't go into the playoffs for 18 years, and that is the way it starts in the first 14 seconds.
Welcome to another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studio. Always 5100 West Library Avenue, right in the municipal building here. So thank you for tuning in to us. Thanks for watching us on Facebook. We're holding steady with about 7,500. We're about 30 away from 7,500. So I'm thankful. And some of these people on Facebook, they go, how'd you get all those likes and followers? I go, well, if you like Pittsburgh Sportsline and you like me, just click a little follow or a like. That's how easy it is. Don't pay $1,000. Sorry to all my people working that wanted me to pay that, but it's organically. And then on YouTube, we're at 411. Mike in the control room announced for the first time since Nick has been gone that we're on our YouTube channel. So we don't interact a lot with it. But if you're watching it on there because you like it better than Facebook, because I'll be straight up, on Facebook, sometimes the sound can go, and we have good sound on our TV for all our TV followers that don't know about social media. Keep watching us there, and yes, I still do a show. If you just tuned in, we're still doing it. It's over our 1,000th show, and it's like 693 straight Tuesday nights. And we started this show October 11th, 2011.
Happy birthday.
And Smokin' Jim graduated Gateway, so no offense to all you Gateway graduates that got a degree.
October 10th, 2011?
Yeah. Yeah, and then, well, actually it was a few days before because the guy that was with us, we went to the coach back then and we had a pretty girl doing a interview with me where she mostly stood
I wonder
there.
if he had anything to do with Terry Smith getting dismissed.
Yes, he did. All right, we digress a little bit, and we started then in a much smaller studio. This is more luxurious and TV size, and we got great Jono painting here, and we got some cake to celebrate. 14th anniversary. Let me put this up. Oh.
Any excuse, he likes some icing.
Buttercream icing. And then take her a second away. Emilio gave me a great haircut today at Azazu, and Riley washed it up and blow dried it, and I'm ready to go for the show. They did it special for the 14th anniversary show.
You look quite aerodynamical.
Here, wait. It's not that Einstein look that I had out there, Chip. I can tell you that much. No Einstein here. But yeah, all right. I got a knife. I got plates. We're going to start cutting this thing.
Give me something with a flower on it.
Guess what? That's going home with me. I'll give you a corner, though, bro. I'll give you a corner. You can have a corner there.
All right. Thanks, brother.
He's the thorn of the rose.
I'll give him the black spot there. Here's for smoking. Put that right on there.
All right, brother.
This cake, watch the fingers. We'll get that up. We'll get Chip there first, Brandon. Hold
This
on,
is Smoking
Brandon.
Gems, right?
Yeah, get that to smoking.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right.
Get that to Chip. Keeping my fingers off, Chip. Getting a little scrape of the icing for you. I know you got a sweet tooth.
Yeah. You know, the wifey said the cake's not chocolate. Are you still going to eat any? I said, are you kidding me? I'm like,
All right,
you forget
Fran.
who you married?
Thank you, sir.
And we got forks.
Thank you.
We got forks. Vinny, you want a slice here?
Make sure Mikey gets some.
Yeah, Mikey's
Mikey
a growing
who?
young man. He's a growing young man.
He's in the control room. Vinny, I got a piece there for you. You could come and get it. If you want, unhook your headphone and get it now because you can enjoy it. Grab a fork. Then I'll need you to take a picture of us because I wanted to get a picture of all four of us. We haven't had any new pictures there, so I need you to help me out on that. And then you can bring that back, and I know we're live. Hey, Mike, come on, open the door. Michael? Is he still with us?
There he is. All right, Mikey.
All righty. There, we got that done. No fuss, no mess. Hold on, Vinny, let's get a semi-picture with the cake half eaten. If you can get all four of us in. You get us? All right. I'll take that phone back, and we have napkins here. Napkin for you, sir. There, spread those napkins on. Thank you, all right, hey, thanks for letting us pause for this. I appreciate you. Tony D said, St. Michelle and Tony D, number 77 in the house.
All right.
We appreciate you, my KO buddy. All right, let me pull Facebook back. All right, let's see if anybody's watching us. We'll try to get that in there. Come on.
Wouldn't be Tuesday night without Chief.
I know. I'm looking to see who's on there. All right, here we go. We got Marco Rodi, Paul Haley, Chuck Chief McElroy.
There you go.
Happy anniversary to Al and the entire crew. Ralph Williams, hello, guys. Alyssa Espelin, our newest fan. Hello, fellas. Good evening. Thanks for letting Brandon Man visit us. Paul Haley, congratulations. Greetings from South Carolina. Alyssa again, congratulations. Happy anniversary. Johnny Mariano just left the studio. Congratulations on 14 wonderful years. Marco Rodi, he was working. Happy anniversary. Come and get a piece of cake. All right. We got promos coming up in 10 seconds, and we're going to eat cake.
Hello, this is Mr. Bold with your Bethel Park Minute. Enjoy the Bethel Park Farmers Market for the final day of the season on Tuesday, October the 14th. The hours have been shortened to 3 to 6:30 due to the time of sunset. Mark your calendar for No Cook Tuesdays, which begin on October 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. The weekly food trucks will be at the Park Avenue Playground parking lot. The municipality is currently hiring for several positions. To find out more about all of our job openings, please visit the careers page on our website. Bethel Park Public Works has added an extra yard waste drop-off date this Saturday, October the 18th. They will be accepting yard waste drop-off from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Slater Road. As a reminder, whole trees or truckloads of branches are not accepted. This service is offered to Bethel Park residents only. Check back next week for updated information on our Halloween parade scheduled for Saturday, October the 25th. As a reminder, Halloween decorating contest voting will take place between October the 23rd and 31st. And Trick or Treat is scheduled for Halloween night on Friday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. This has been Mr. Bold with your Bethel Park Minute.
Frank Fanera, owner of Olive Oil's Pizzeria and the Hillcrest Shopping Center on Route 88. Call them at 412-831-1900. Every Tuesday night, Olive Oil's Pizzeria provides the host and the amazing volunteer crew with an XL pepperoni pizza and a full steak hoagie. They are delicious. Olive Oils is proud to support Pittsburgh Sportsline and the volunteers at BPTV. Stay Joey strong. Joey Fabus died at 8 years old of brain cancer known as DIPG. Since then, the family has come together with community members to create the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit. Since being founded, they've raised over $100,000. Go to jfccf.org to learn more about DIPG, to help spread awareness, and to see how else you can support and donate towards the fight against this dreaded brain cancer. Always Be Smiling, a 501c3 designed to help children and families in need of kidney transplants. The B stands for Bennett, whose memory is embedded in this organization by his parents, Kristen and Dean. Despite the challenges he faced in his 16 and a half years of life, Bennett always had a smile on his face and spread kindness to everyone he could. Now, Always Be Smiling wants to pass on that kindness. Go to alwaysbesmiling.org to learn more and see how you can support or donate to this organization. The Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. I'm Al Levine, trustee on the board of this great organization. The BPCF focuses on raising money to provide scholarships, grants, endowments, and more. Grant requests are available online from $100 to $5,000. You can also attend fundraisers or donate. Go to bpcf.org to get more information and to stay up to date on upcoming events. The Bethel Park Community Foundation, focusing community resources, building for the future. The Bethel Park Historical Society is a 501c3 that serves Bethel Park. The Historical Society operates out of the Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, located at 2600 South Park Road. Look for the red and white trolley right out front. Reginald's Coffee is inside, and I've heard it's the best coffee around. To visit this great historical venue, email historicalsocietybp@gmail.com. You're kidding me. How'd that
You're
minute
up,
go
Alan.
so fast? Well, this is delicious.
The chef's kiss.
Yes. Vinny, thanks for that flip. Mike gave me the flip. I still look good there. We got an after the promos promo. I wanted to do something different because we got Vinny on the camera. We got to move this darn cake out. And I'm breaking the rules because Mike set it up. But I'm going to have Vinny try to get a close-up on this. Better put it the right way up. Better put a dry one up. Better
I
wipe the
thought you were going
icing
to
off.
test Finney's skills and have him find a way to invert it
Yeah.
on the camera. Turn the camera upside down.
No, Chip. No, you're not technical on that yet. No. All right. We'll get this straight. This is Upper St. Clair League for the Arts. I met them at our art and music show in July. They were great. Great artists. They're at the Artisan Marketplace. I'm not sure where that is. I didn't Google it. And my printer is out of color ink. This is very Christmas-like. If you can see the figures there, look at how Vinny did on that. Look at that. And then look at how Pittsburgh Sportsline, I'm always promoting. How did I get that right?
Well, the only thing we're missing is the finger point.
Yeah, well, wait, Chip, wait, we got it. I can't take the thumb out. All right, this is an Upper St. Clair, Thursday, November 6th, 10 to 5, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Well, no, it's Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 5. Sunday, November 9th, 10th and 11th, 10 to 2 p.m. And I got to mix it up. Monday at 10 to 5, last 10 to 5. So check that out. Next week in November there, we'll be, or 2 weeks up there, will be this Artisan Marketplace, Upper St. Clair League for the Arts. All right. We have one of our most favorite starts of the show. Little drum roll. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine 2 weeks in a row. I got to drop.
They call you
man.
Pat Fryermuth.
Well,
Oh,
hey,
man.
Smoking, I
2
wanted to
weeks in a
I wanted to
row.
go back in history for the fans because Smoking Jim's so creative and a great guy, and we're best friends. He was on the show saying, if you want the green, see Levine, because we went to boxing matches and we got paid, even though we're volunteers. So me, I'm a creative guy, and I'm like, it's a sports show. You can throw stuff. And in honor of a guy who's no longer with us, we had Babe Ruth throw a baseball at a show and said, what are you doing throwing a baseball on air? I said, we're a sports show. So that's how the green pen got started, with Smoking Jim saying, if you want the green. And he means the green that you can spend all that Philadelphia roll with all the ones. That's what he's looking for.
Babe Ruth is still looking over us.
Yeah. Yeah, Vinny was a good man, dressed as Babe Ruth. And the Babe Ruth ball had a Babe Ruth signature on it. Of course, it was not his.
Wow.
But yeah, I can picture that right now at level 20.
Al Levine, the talking machine, I couldn't be more honored to be part of the 1000 show. I tell you, when we started 14 years ago, who knew that it would last longer than a couple of weeks? Al Levine, the talking
No, I thought it would
machine,
last till December.
till December. And to put it in perspective, Seinfeld, my favorite show, only had about 200 episodes. All in the Family, 210. Gunsmoke, 635 episodes. We're at 1,000, and we're going strong. Al Levine, the talking machine, I don't blow my own horn because half the show would be Smoking Jim, you were right again. I said before
Only
the draft.
97.2%.
Yeah, I'm right 97% of the time, Brian. Before the draft, I said if there was 12 rounds, I wouldn't draft Cam Ward, the quarterback. They took him first overall. The first-year coach just got fired. Took 6 games to get fired. I said before the Jets coach will be one and done. You already had Aaron Rodgers running your offense, although the whole world said Aaron Rodgers was too old and washed up. I said Aaron Rodgers is already, that's his offense for the Jets. He already got his receivers. He already got his offensive coaches in place, his system in place. Let him run the offense. The new coach concentrate on the defense, Aaron Glenn, because you can only do one side of the ball at a time. Do that for a year. Aaron Glenn now 0-6. I'm surprised he's not fired yet.
He does a good dance on the sideline.
Well, black folks can't do nothing unless they dancing. And
What about you?
Al Levine,
What about you?
Al Levine, the talking machine. Plus, his star wide receiver was arguing with him on the sideline last game. He looked like he aged about 15 years. Not qualified to be a head coach. He'll be like Eric Bieniemy. He'll be out of football in 2 or 3 years.
May I speak to something that you touched on there?
Black folks dancing?
The last 4 quarterbacks that were taken number 1 in the draft
Yeah.
have all gotten their head coach fired in their first season. Cam Ward had Callahan fired.
Bryce Young.
Caleb Williams had Aberflus fired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bryce Young had Frank Reich fired. And
he was legendary. Frank Reich.
who was the other one? Oh, Trevor Lawrence had what's his name?
Oh, the Ohio
college
State.
coach.
Yeah, the Ohio
The
State.
Ohio State.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So the last 4 quarterbacks that were taken number 1 in the draft all had their head coaches fired in their rookie seasons.
Wow, that's incredible.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Wow. And Smoking Jim, a little side note. You said coaches can either coach defense or offense. Mike Tomlin's known as a defensive coach, but he has his mic down on the offensive plays. What's going on?
He'll end up with the most wins in NFL history. He'll go past Don Shula.
Okay, he
And
predicted it here.
Nobody would know this town anymore because of the Penguins and the Pirates if it wasn't for the winning Steelers.
Really? I got to disagree with you on that. There's a strong, huge base.
We would be like Toledo.
Toledo don't have 3 pro teams, so Smoking Jim, a little disclaimer, he's
What
purely
do you
an
mean? They got the
entertainer.
zips. They got the mud hens.
Smoking Jim's purely an entertainer, except for football. And then football, we got to check it out. Hey, a friend of ours, Bull
They
Laura,
got
said,
Paco's Hungarian hot dogs.
Bull
That's my
Laura
girl.
said, looking good, Smoking Jim.
Oh, thank you, Bull Laura.
Peggy Rohde said, congratulations, happy anniversary from Rochester, New York. Nick and Peggy Rohde, our biggest fans in Rochester. Ryan Thomas said, happy anniversary, guys. Thank you from Brazil.
Wow.
That's our
Wow.
lean, mean talking machine down there in Brazil.
Wow.
Thanks for tuning in, Ryan. We appreciate you. Glad to hear from him. Michael Rohde's watching. Let's see who else. All right, Teresa Mariano's watching. Say hi to Michael for me if he's watching with you. Michael Rohde, will Bill Belichick be back in the NFL?
Nope.
What is the name of Anna Nicole Smith happened to that train wreck?
Belichick burned too many bridges.
She ain't no Anna Nicole Smith. Her and Kim Kardashian.
That's
two
one of
most
Smoking's
beautiful.
favorites. Susan Strandberg, congratulations. Thank you very much. Smoking Jim, you were on fire. We got to go to Chip. What's on your mind, Chip?
Well, thank you. And it's great to be back this week. And look, how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? What if you're 4-1? Okay, now
First place Steelers.
just let me, before we go ahead and start getting all gaga-eyed about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Steelers have performed better in each succeeding week. However, their 4-1 record, I find it to be a bit deceiving. Now, in the last 2 games the Steelers played, the defense played better. Mm-hmm. Now, let's put things in perspective. Okay, the Steelers played well against probably one of the top 2 wide receiver tandems, the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. However, they were playing against Carson Wentz, for crying out loud. And 3/5 of Minnesota's starting offensive line was on the bench with injuries.
Wow.
So did the Steelers' defense really look that good? Or did Minnesota's offense really look that bad? It's an arguable point. Something to think about. So then we go fast forward to the Cleveland Browns. Uh-huh. Well, as a former Steeler once said,
Thursday night.
The Browns is the Browns, and they're always going to be the Browns. And, so the Steelers' defense looked like they played pretty well against the Browns. But did the Steelers' defense really play that well? Are the Browns really that bad? I'm thinking it's more of the latter than the former. I do believe that the Steelers' defense is improving. I still don't believe that the Steelers at this moment are right now a legitimate contender. They have a lot of work to do. They've got a lot of ground to cover. But with the addition of Aaron Rodgers, and I have said this more than once, and I will say it again, I am not now, nor will I ever be, a fan of Aaron Rodgers. However, he is the exact quarterback that the Steelers' offense needs at this point, because they are not going to lead the league statistically in any category.
Don't mention statistics.
But he will put enough points on the board for the Steelers to win. And that's really all you need to do in professional sports is score one more point or one more run than your competitors.
Hold on, we grew up knowing that.
Yeah, what does
You mean now they know that in the NFL?
No.
I salute you.
Alan, if we're not the top 5 in the statistical categories,
Yeah.
you don't mean anything, because fantasy football is more important than winning the games on the field. Okay?
I salute you, Chip.
So anyhow, next up, I heard Mike Tomlin, and I've got several things I'm going to touch on here. Mike Tomlin criticized the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, and he criticized him for trading Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals before they played the Steelers, instead of letting them loose to the Steelers 2 weeks in a row, which I thought would have been comical. But anyhow, so Mike Tomlin made the comment that the Browns general manager must be smarter than him.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that is a profound statement, and I'm going to prove just how much smarter than Mike Tomlin he is. Right now, the Cleveland Browns are paying 8 different quarterbacks for this season, and only 2 are on the roster. Okay? They got Deshaun Watson. They're paying him $35.9 million. He's on the PUP list. You've got Jameis Winston. They're paying him $2.2 million of dead money. Dylan Gabriel, who got waxed this past Sunday, they're paying him $1.1 million. He's active. They've got Joe Flacco. They're paying him $999,000 of dead money. Shador Sanders, they're paying him $955,000, and he's on the active roster, not capable of playing in the NFL. Bradley Zappi, they're paying him $315 to manage the practice squad.
No.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, $171,000 of dead money, and no less than former Pitt Panther Kenny Pickett. They're paying him $8,000 of dead money. Wow. Now, my question here,
Okay.
besides the fact that this general manager has to be smarter than Mike Tomlin,
Yeah.
who negotiated Kenny Pickett's contract where he's only getting $8,000?
The furniture place he's doing the commercial for.
Yeah, $8,000. So, okay. The Cleveland Browns general manager has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that he is far more of a football mind than Mike Tomlin is. So I just thought that needed to be brought to people's attention.
Just before you let it go, Mike Tomlin sets the bar so low that
Alan, this isn't a low bar.
How can you say that? Never had a.
This one's at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
No, I was trying
This one's
to.
at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
I was trying to be nice about it.
I mean, the guy
Yeah.
that never had a losing season.
So, next up, we had 2 weeks ago when I was on here.
Oh, to interrupt, Bull Laura said you were right. She said you were right. Your previous statements.
Okay. So, 2 weeks ago when I was here, I made the comment that Pat Narduzzi and James Franklin were that Penn State was never going to win anything with James Franklin
They
as their
heard
head
you.
coach. Well, they decided after 2 losses to teams that they were favored by more than 3 touchdowns to, and they're the first college team to have done this. As a matter of fact, they're the first top 10 college football team to lose to an 0-4 team in 40 years when they lost to UCLA.
That's a record there.
But if you think about how did Penn State get to the place that they're at? Now, Penn State went all in to win a national title because James Franklin said, I've got a future #1 NFL draft pick in Drew Aller as their quarterback. And if anybody watched any of the tape from the last 2 years, nothing could have been further from the truth. And the first 6 games of this year, they found out that to be true. So they invested a tremendous amount of NIL money in 3 of the top receivers that were in the transfer portal.
Sure.
Okay? They brought in the highest paid defensive coordinator in the country to revamp the defense because Penn State was all in to win a national championship this year after going to the playoffs last year. Well, there was so much pressure on the university and on the players to perform that they really had no choice but to fail. And if anybody has seen James Franklin's career, he's a great motivator, he's a great recruiter, he's a horrible in-game coach, and he makes really bad decisions against the better teams. Yeah, he can beat up 100 cream puffs, okay? But when it comes to playing the better teams, he comes up miserably short. And that was proven in 3 must-win games. First, losing to Oregon, which was expected. Then, falling flat on his face against UCLA and then Northwestern. So pretty much they didn't have any other choice but to let him go because the direction the team was taking was spiraling. And this may not be an easy fix. Hats off to Jim's friend, Terry Smith, coached at Gateway for 11, 12 years. Had a tremendous record as a high school coach.
Right.
And, I wish him well, but look what he's got left to work. He doesn't have a quarterback. The quarterback that Penn State should have kept they let go of the transfer portal because they weren't going to play him this year, and he's lighting up the Missouri.
Yeah,
he's
he
lighting
looks
them
great.
up. So it's a sad situation, and it's a sad testament to what is going on in college football. And Penn State has to pay $50 million to make James Franklin.
I want to know who negotiated his contract.
That was good. It wasn't Kenny Pickett.
That's
Pickett's
a
people.
guy. I want to meet that guy because these colleges, look, they're cutting campuses for Penn State.
But I see
They're closing campuses.
Okay, so
move the 50.
Wait, I was talking to somebody that's a Penn State alum, and he was explaining to me that Penn State football is funded by itself.
I understand.
Okay, even though Penn State University is a state-funded university.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And basically, the Penn State football program pays for every other sport at the University of Penn
that's
State.
well known, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, the money is not going to come, is not cutting any of the academics. It's coming out of the football teams. Now, could that money be used for better reasons? The answer to that question
my point.
Is yes. Absolutely, yes. But it's not cutting money from the university and its academics.
No, I understood that. My thing was, if you have that kind of money floating around from a football program, we know it funds all the other sports. They can't compete. Look what happened at Pitt and their AD director. She built a new facility for all the ones that don't make money. So my point was, if you're closing a campus and $10 million could keep a campus alive, that might have been 5 of the campuses put alive.
Yeah, and
it'd be funded by football. So
but that
God
just
bless
shows you that that college football is no longer about academics or broadening horizons or helping
Chip,
young men
we've talked
get
about
their
that,
degrees.
yeah.
It is a professional sport because the players are paid. The coaches are paid.
Well, it's like the minor leagues
and
of
basically
baseball.
they got free agency.
Yeah, it's minor
because
leagues
the players,
of baseball.
if the guy doesn't get enough snaps, I'm going in a transfer portal. I'm going to go somewhere where I can play. So, and to be honest with you, you look at what Shadur Sanders is getting paid.
Yeah.
From the Cleveland Browns to not play, he got more money than that as a starting quarterback for Colorado
About 4
last
times
year.
that amount.
And they're making more money in college than they'll make as professionals. So, they need to do something to fix college football because it is, without any question of a doubt, broken.
Well,
so that's what's on my mind.
A couple points on that. Bull Laura said Chip is right about the Steelers, so we got that clarified.
Okay.
Since you covered 4 different subjects.
Yep.
And
thank you.
To me, it goes to the NCAA and who's in charge. When they went to NIL and portal, I was saying there should be rules and they should figure it out with smarter people.
And a cap.
Well, that goes without saying because look what the pros do. And nobody did that. Then there were sexual misconduct things and everything, and this guy had accusations of him, and he was in charge of the NCAA, and there were many problems in Michigan and other places.
Cheating by the Harbaughs?
Look at Harbaugh getting a suspension of 4 games and knew he was going to get fired and suspended again.
Yeah.
He went to the pros.
Yeah, because they reward cheaters.
How did we all knew that? So the football's broken, and then don't get me started on the Bulls. Shout out to Drew watching. He's home right now. We didn't watch any bowl games except when Penn State was in it this past year. So that's what's crazy. Susan Strandberg said to her cousin Michael Rohde, I happen to love Anna Nicole Smith.
Yay!
Marco Rohde, now he couldn't make it. He got comments. How about those 1-5 Baltimore Ravens and being the only team in the division? We're the only team in the division above 500. Yes. Wow. We have 4 wins somehow.
And I can tell you this about the Baltimore Ravens, just to add my 2 cents. The Baltimore Ravens' problems are bigger than Lamar Jackson being injured. That isn't the reason why they're 1-5.
Exactly.
It's the team around him.
They got a defensive issue there, too.
I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Marco Rohde come back. We are currently the number 2 seed. Indy, who we play in a couple weeks, is number 1. Well, how about this, Marco? I was listening to Mark Madden's show, and they had a guy on saying that.
Why?
Well, Tim Benz, I like Tim Benz, and Mark Madden wasn't on it, so I like tuning into that Tim Benz. I like him. And he was saying that people in the NFL are saying we're the 5th team. And he had a question, do you agree with that? He goes, before we get the poll going, I don't agree with that they're number 5.
Trying to rank the teams after 5 weeks, I don't agree with it at all. I think it's a waste of time and it's a waste of breath. You need to play at least 10 or 11 games. You get an idea of what's going on because, the Steelers have played some bad teams, have been fortunate enough to play some teams that were banged up.
Yeah.
But what happens when teams get healthy and they start playing against some of these high-powered offenses? That's what I'm going to be worried about.
I understand. Susan Strandberg, agree, Al. The campus closures are sad. Ann Harder, hi, y'all. Brandy Stahl is watching. All right, we can finally get to Brandon, man. What's on your mind? Sorry for the delay, but it was quite the discussion. Ding, ding.
Thank you, Al, for having me on once again.
Oh, you're welcome. 2 in a row. You're starting a streak.
It's a pleasure being here. Congrats to you guys. It's an honor to be on this panel with each one of you discussing everything.
Thank you.
We're 1 week into the Penguin season. Interesting is to say what it is to be the least. Winning the first 2 games of the season and then having a pretty disregarded, not fun loss over the weekend. But it is interesting. There's things I like. There's things I don't like.
Tell us first the negatives.
6-1 against the Rangers.
Yeah, put the negative out because the wins are in the past and so's the loss, but it's so fresh. Because I happened to tune in after they won 2, and I'm hopeful. I got crushed.
I'm going to start with things I like, get into things I dislike, and then I'm going to bring up some future hope, more or less.
Okay. I need it.
Things I do like. The new system under new head coach Dan Muse. They are playing with a speed game. It's a 1-1-3 setup. They are playing with speed. You can see the older guys, they got some youth and some strength behind their legs this season. They're much quicker than what they were last year. That is a very positive thing. They're getting a bolster from having the younger guys, and the system that head coach Dan Muse runs is based on speed, more or less.
Well, I like that Burnick and Kendall.
Yeah.
And
Harrison Burnick and Kendall, yeah.
They could handle the puck, and they got some speed.
Yep.
I was impressed by that watching it.
Yep.
Unlike Smoking Jim, I watch hockey.
And that's the thing, is it's bringing out the best in some players. Chris Letang, he was a firecracker the first 2 games. He got hurt in the 3rd game.
Yeah.
Most noticeably, 39-year-old Evgeny Malkin has played with top-notch speed, and he's playing smart and disciplined, which is not his rhetoric normally in the season.
Brandon, man, I noticed that because I like the Mad Russian.
Yep.
And you always go, why is he going and winging it out and getting bad penalties?
Yep.
And I saw a lack of that.
Yep, a lack of penalties. He's playing disciplined.
He looks good, actually.
He does, and that's the other thing that I do like is his teammates on his line. You have Anthony Mantha and you have Justin Brazeau. These guys are signed to 1- and 2-year contracts. To give an entailed look at the second line, the guys are 6'5", 6'5", and 6'6", all weighing between 215 and 240 pounds.
Wow.
I don't know if they should play hockey or if they should go help the Steelers on defense.
Wow.
And that's the
I
thing.
like their speed.
And that's the thing. They're playing great power forwards. I decided to give that line a nickname. I'm sure you fellas you've heard of the movie Police Academy.
Yes.
From back in the 80s.
I loved it, yeah.
So I'm giving them the nickname the High Tower line after Bubba Smith,
Oh.
who played for the Colts back in the day and became a movie star. He was a 6'7" monster. I'm very excited to see how it goes. Now to get into the things I don't like. Crosby has been kind of slightly non-existent, but it is the beginning of the season. I don't like who they have sent down to the AHL. Sergei Marashov, the goalie that I highly touted.
Yeah, you were talking about him.
He was sent down, but he's on a 2-way contract. Shilovs and Jari are not, and plus they already buried 2 full contracts in the AHL, so keeping him down and them up for now is what we're going to have to deal with.
So it makes sense financially.
Yes.
That hurts at times.
Financially, it's not it necessarily. It's the fact of paying somebody so much in a minor league.
Yeah, I meant money that way.
Yeah, they
not
buried.
whether it hurts them, but how it limits them.
Right.
Yeah.
They buried.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, they buried Graves And Danton Heinen, those guys are one-way contracts, and we have to pay like 90% of their salary while they play in the minor leagues to get their heads straight. And then the other person they sent down over the weekend, Ville Koivunen, he's a 22-year-old kid that we got in a trade for Jake Gensel. I like him a lot. His speed is great. He had like 7 points in 8 games last season, just starting. We had to send him down. Brian Russ came back from injury.
Yeah.
The reason they sent him down, same as Murashov, the goalie, there's nobody else with a two-way contract other than Kindle, which they're not going to send him down.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that was really rough. And then the funny thing is, they send Koivunen down. He has 2 assists, a +1 in his only game he played for the AHL Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Brian Russ comes up, older guy, 32 years old. He's like a -4 in his first game. We lost 6-1.
Whoa.
So, but this is all very early in the season. That's
they can't get better.
That's the thing, this is the kicker. It's so very early. We don't know what's going to happen, and it's very ironic seeing what's going on with the Penguins, seeing what's going on with the Steelers. The Steelers haven't played a top-tier team just yet. The Penguins haven't either, so I'm interested to see how it's going to pan out for both. Either we're not going to have so great of a season on both sides and some high first-round picks, or it's going to be shocking into where playoffs will be talked about.
You might know better than I, but I would think what we're going to see through the first, I'd say, quarter of the season is we're going to see a lot of people moving in and out of the lineup, trying to find the chemistry that they need because, yes, we got all these guys and they've got all these but, sometimes it takes some time for players to mesh, and sometimes
full season
two players may be fantastic players, but they just don't play well together.
Yep.
So we're going to see a lot of movement, and some guys are going to come up and look great, and then they're going to soil the sheets maybe the next game, or
No, on that point, like Carlson, they've been talking about him being a bust. He had 53 points last year. And in the first 2 wins, he actually looked pretty good.
He was very sharp. He was scoreless, but he was on fire, just like Letang.
He's got no other choice. I mean, if he wants to go to a team that has a chance to contend, he better look good.
Right.
And that's gonna be a big deciding factor.
Quick question from the black hockey fan.
Non-hockey fan.
Grand Fier.
Brandon, man, have you done TV before?
Never.
Because you do a great job of looking in the camera. I've been doing this for 30 years. I could never find a camera.
Well, you're a radio guy.
Hey, Vinny, doesn't he do a good job looking in the camera, Brand? It's great. Yeah, great job, man.
Never done it before.
You look professional, brother. Very professional.
The only other thing I'm gonna.
That's rare. That's rare that he talks like that.
It's a Pittsburgh Sports. Never in 14 years he's never thrown me a bone like that.
The only thing he gave me a compliment on, he goes, Machine, I've been looking for a Johnny Carson like you for 10 years. Now it's 14 years, and he goes, I found him.
Is he your epic man?
Yeah, that's why everybody, he laughs at everything I say, whether it's funny or not, because he's my Ed McMahon. And he gets all the
Notice
beautiful
how I
women.
said Ed, not Vince.
Yes. You're good. No. Any more you want to add in there? Because you covered it all with a blanket there, brother.
That's pretty much it. We just got to wait and see. There's going to be trades.
Are you hopeful?
You've always got to be.
I think we're going to be.
No, I'm just checking.
You got to be. I mean, come on. It's the only team we got.
It's going to be a shock regardless. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be a shock.
All right. Well, thank you for your second appearance, and you'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned, Alyssa, and all your new fans. All right, Al, what's on your mind? Thank all of you, because without all the volunteers, without Smoking Jim, without Chip, and even the new guy, Brandon Mann, I couldn't do my show. Sure, I could talk all the time and all that, but I'd probably be boring. Well, maybe, but I can talk other subjects, but but I can't do it without all of you, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, so I'm saying that. And when you tune in, you make the comments, it makes me happy. I mean, I've been doing over 1,000 shows. How many of you have been happy for, if you watched all of my shows, it'd be like 45 days straight.
Wow.
I've been happy for all of those hours. Wow. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. it just means so much to me. I'm truly blessed. I'm honored. And we can agree to disagree. We can disagree like I do with Smoking Jim on everything except football. And he gets a little pass on the football because he stopped about his betting, because I'm tired of saying, if you don't start gambling, don't start, stop gambling, don't start. And if you do gamble, do the opposite of Smoking Jim. And Smoking Jim, I got hundreds of people that say I've made money. So that's enough busting balls. Chip, the Steelers always play down to the competition.
I was worried about that this past Sunday.
And that's why I'm sharing it with you. Now, Drew's home with me. He's on a little break. We're watching the game, and I give the Steelers credit. The offensive line was blocking a little bit better. Aaron Rodgers had time to throw deep passes. And the defense was, holding them to 3 field goals. So that was good. So fourth quarter starts, and they're starting to drive the ball. And Drew's there sitting watching the game. He goes, "Dad, I'm nervous." I go, "This isn't the same old 5-year, 6-year Steelers. We're going to win this, no problem," because they actually look good. And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "They're not going to lose this game."
Well, they started sitting. The Steelers actually, one thing they have really good going for them, they've got a lot of depth at outside linebacker right now, which they haven't had in the past.
How about Herbig?
Herbig's a monster. He's an animal.
And he almost caught that interception.
But, here's the thing that concerns me about Thursday night. Now, we're probably going up against the 2 best receiving tandem in the league with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. And say what you will about Joe Flacco being 40 years old. And
he could throw.
He throws probably one of the best deep balls in the NFL right now.
His whole career.
And I can tell you this. They hit a couple of big bombs like that, and the Steelers are going to have their hands full.
Yeah, well, we understand. I hate to keep saying it, we're historically highest paid defense because of basically 4 players, and it's who we have around them, and we have some talent. So that could blow up at any time. That's the thing.
Cleveland went into the game without the highest paid defense, but statistically the best defense in the NFL.
Exactly.
And they didn't look like it.
No, and when you look at the stats, look at our running game, I think we're like almost at the bottom in the running game. And what's Art Smith doing here for? Running game? Oh, we'll move on with that. We won. Be happy. People always go, "Al, you're so negative about our teams." I go by one simple strategy watching sports. Lucky I played baseball, I played football, and I understand the sports. I had some moments of success, lost a lot, won a few. So I judge by what I see. Now, if you don't know, like Smoking Jim, who's good and who's bad, and you trust your gut, then don't be that way. Trust what you see. And that'll tell you. Brandon Mann's the perfect example of that. Because I told him to give the negative first, so he went right to the positive. I respect that, because if somebody's contrary, Brand, you didn't know one of my mantras is I don't like yes men. So you fit in perfectly without knowing. And my thing is, you watch these games, and I watch a lot of games. Last Sunday and Monday night, 2 great games. This Sunday and Monday night, 2 great games. But did you notice that they can play football and they look good running and passing? Now, do they score on every play? No. Do we want them to as Steeler fans? Yeah, we believe black and gold. You got to score all the time. Is that realistic? No. So if you deal in reality, we aren't a good team yet. Do we have potential? Broderick Jones showed some improvement. And when you see these different things, the offensive line looked a little better.
Well, they didn't give up any sacks.
And Chip has a famous saying that we copied it. The preseason is over on the 4th week. So that showed that they improved having the real preseason, not the faux pas one. You can look that up in the Funkin' Waggles, buddy. But yeah, that's what's happening. So it's fun. It was fun watching the game on Sunday. And Thursday night, let the adventure begin, because we're playing the Mistake on the Lake. We're favored by 5.5. Don't ask Smoking Jim who he's betting, please. But we're going to go on to Fiction and Fact with Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine, and I got a feeling Penn State hired the coach of the future, man. Hey, look here. Me and the Smith families go way back. I played college football with his brother before he walked on to West Virginia. I'm his older brother, Harvey, before he walked on to West Virginia and became, in their Sports Hall of Fame and captain of their team and played for the Miami Dolphins. But
so he was pretty good.
Harvey was outstanding.
Just wanted you to say
first black quarterback ever at Gateway. Terry Smith was his second. But Al Levine, the talking machine, some guys in high school, you can't rate them in the top 100 at their high school. Case in point, Gronkowski. Gronkowski played 1 year at Woodland Hills. He had 8 catches, not 8 touchdowns, 8 catches the whole season.
How big was he?
He was an all-state.
How big was he?
He was just as big as he is now.
Okay.
They didn't throw the ball. He was all-state as a defensive end. Ended up going to Arizona State, and the rest is history as a tight end. Terry Smith, probably, if I had to rate the top 100 players, everybody would say the greatest of all time at Gateway was Terry Smith. I wouldn't have him in the top 100 because Al Levine, the talking machine, he played with some great players like my brothers, and their team was so great that he never played the second half. Terry Smith's statistics were borderline pedestrian because he only played the first half. They was blowing teams out the whole season. He never played the second half, even played against Kurt Angle in the playoffs for Mount Lebanon. But when they played the championship game at Three Rivers Stadium, and they keep lying about the attendance, they said it was the most attended game. They said there was 30,000 fans there. I counted 47,000, but I will go with the 30,000, Al Levine, the talking machine.
You know what, Smoking Jim, with your eyesight after cataract surgery, I agree with you.
Gateway had a running back that averaged 10 yards a carry, ended up getting a full scholarship.
What was his name?
To the University of Pittsburgh. I can't think of his name right now.
That's rare.
And North Hills was the number 1 team in the country. The number 2 team in the country was Emmitt Smith's team in Florida.
Wow.
And Gateway was ranked about number 5 in the country. Al Levine, the talking machine. North Hills was so physical. Gateway was too. They totally shut down this running back that averaged 10 yards a carry. I never seen nobody stop him. And Terry Smith took over. He was the difference in the game. He ran the ball. He threw the ball. They couldn't lay a hand on him. And the scholarships came. He only had 1 scholarship offer before that game, Al Levine, the talking machine.
No.
And basketball was his game. A lot of people wanted him to go division. He played in the round ball game in basketball. Joe Paterno gave him a shot at wide receiver. He went to the Big 33 game, caught for 100 yards, went to Penn State. And him and O.J. McDuffie, he ended up setting a record, 9 touchdowns in 1 season, which was a Penn State record for a year. For O.J. McDuffie, broke it the next year. But Al Levine, the talking machine.
Thanks for all that information.
Al Levine, the talking machine, when he came back to Gateway, he did the smart thing. I told him, I said, go after an older coach. He asked the legendary coach to come out of retirement for a year. Anna Marino. They turned the program around. Terry Smith set all kind of records as a coach for Gateway. At one time, USA Today said Gateway had more scholarship athletes than any other school in the country, 54. Al Levine, the talking machine. This is a guy that can coach every single position, probably not the line. He's like a Chuck Noll. He can coach every single position. Don't be surprised, Al Levine, the talking machine, if after the season, Terry Smith is your new coach for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
What an endorsement by a Gateway alumni. I salute you.
Good stuff.
You did well by the Smith family. Paul Haley said, point of information, Brand the Man. Don't bet with Smoking Jim or lend him money to bet. Chuck Chief McElroy, worked with him for over 30 years. Love Alan and the entire panel. What a compliment. Thanks, Chief. All right, we need trivia time from Chip Hayner in 10 seconds.
I'll make it. Welcome back, everybody. And so right now we're down to the American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series. And so far, The Seattle Mariners are up 2-0 on the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Dodgers are up 1-0. They play again tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, personally, myself, I would like to see Milwaukee and Seattle play. And the connection that these two teams have is that prior to being the Milwaukee Brewers were the Seattle Pilots. So that
only
would be
from
a
Chip Hayner do you get this.
That would be an interesting matchup. The Brewers have never won a championship. Milwaukee hasn't won a baseball championship since 1957.
At the Braves.
On the backs of with the Milwaukee Braves, on the backs of Hammer and Hank Aaron and Warren Spahn. The Seattle Mariners have never won the World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays won back-to-back titles back in the early 90s. So, but to speak about what's going on with the playoffs, there was an incident that happened in the as the Phillies got eliminated. A play happened, and a lot of people were ridiculing the player that it happened to. But if you think about what was happening at that time, they were in a tied ball game. It was a 1-1 ball game. They were in the 11th inning. Bases were loaded. There were 2 outs. So there's a lot of pressure. Every single pitch, every single play could be the play that ends the game, okay? So the pitcher, throws the pitch. The batter hits the ball to the pitcher, and the pitcher fumbles the ball, and he picks it up, and he panicked. And this is something that anybody that's ever played the game of baseball
Don't ask
in a
Smokey.
high-pressure situation, these are things that happen. This is one of the reasons why I love the game of baseball, because it humanizes all of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much talent you have. So at that moment, if you would have had time to think about what you were doing, the pitcher should have just calmly turned to his left, thrown the ball to the first baseman.
Yeah.
Third out, the run doesn't score. But the runner breaks from third, and he's 3/4 of the way down the line, and the pitcher's mind thinks, I got to prevent that run from scoring, okay?
Right.
There was 2 outs. The catcher is pointing to the first baseman. The third baseman is pointing at the catcher. So the pitcher fumbles the ball, hurries his throw, throws it overhead of the catcher. The Dodgers score the tying run. And what I liked the most about what I saw after that was over with is that his teammates consoled him and didn't, shun him, because that is, if you've ever played the game of baseball, you've made a mistake like that, you've made an error, and it humanizes the game. One last thing, something that happened in Game 2, I believe. This was in Game 3. The Phillies were playing. They were down 2-0. Kyle Schwarber did something that had not been done at Dodger Stadium since 1973. He cleared the right field pavilion with a home run. Now, the last player to do that, and the only other player in Major League history to do that, was Willie Stargell. He did it twice, 1969 and in 1973. And Kyle Schwarber did that, and that helped the Phillies win Game 3. They lost in Game 4, but that is one heck of a poke.
No, those are great points. And Chip was short. We appreciate that, but we're almost out of time. We probably got 30 seconds. You want to say goodnight, Bran?
Good night. When I'm back, I certainly hope that we have nothing but good news on the Penguins side. I'm going to do a little bit of review on the future prospects that we have in our farm systems right now, and nothing but hope for those guys.
I'm looking for your analysis. It was great tonight. Thanks for being back. We're going to end the show. Dave Cable said, great volunteer crew. That was Vinny Jackson and Michael Mariano. So we salute you from Dave Cable. We'll stay Joey strong.